it was good, really good to hear. But it definitely sounds different than the D104 that you were on originally. Now, is that a completely different microphone? I know you did made a couple changes to the amp board, but was that a different head as well? W2SDR, W3MMR.
Yeah, it's a different head, and it's a different board. So, you know, it's original a static board, and it's a different head. So I guess I could switch, you know, use the same head and go back and forth to see if you could hear the difference in the board. But you said you like this one better, right?
That is correct. I definitely like this one better. But are you on the ANAN now?
Yeah, I'm upstairs in the upstairs shack.
Oh, all right, okay. It doesn't sound that much different, honestly, than the ANAN. You know, the only difference is the low end. You know, you have a little more fullness to this here, you know, rig. But that D104 sounds really good. Kevin Z and I made a nice recording of my DX100 this morning from out in Wisconsin. And he made a recording of all of us, I believe, as well. If I can find the link, I'll send it to you. Which was nice. He uses. I turned him on to the same recording program that I use. So he uses it with his Flex, and it seems to work pretty good.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah, I'm going to check it out. Well, there was a big group in there this morning early. That really surprised me how many people were on real early. But, yeah, do you, if you pull up the schematic, do you have you don't have a schematic in front of you for the static preamp board, do you?
Not in front of me, but I can pull one up real quick.
Yeah, pull it up, and when you get it up, I'll tell you what I change. And I've been doing that since the 60s. And, because people can't wait to tear those things out. I just got tired of saying you don't have to do that, but all you need is to change a couple of things. But they're just insistent that they got to tear that board out and put an FET in there, and it's just not necessary. And there's nothing wrong with bipolar transistors. Actually, they work better for audio, in my opinion, than FETs. FETs can be a little unstable. But regular, you know, NPN transistors work great, but you just have to use them in the right circuit and set them up properly. And a static made that for communication purposes. And really, they didn't bias, in my opinion, the first transistor properly. And it really smooths it out and everything with a couple of changes in that first stage. And that's all it takes. And you just keep it in there. And the nice thing about it, it's a low impedance output, so it'll drive anything. It'll drive a tube radio, a boat anchor transmitter. It'll drive a solid state transmitter, and it's got plenty of gain. The problem is with the FET source follower circuit that people use is it's unity gain. So a lot of transmitters, you wish you had a little bit more gain to it. The two transistor setup that a static uses is get a tremendous amount of gain. You got enough gain to drive just about any radio with that circuit. Back to you.
Yeah, you're right about some radios. You would want a little more gain with it. I found the schematic here. Okay, so let me make sure this is the right one. Yeah, I got one pulled up in front of me here. So yeah, it's got the two transistors. 680K resistor around the 1, 470 picofarad cap, 150K resistor to ground, 180 ohm resistor to ground. So what'd you do?
Well, what I do, let me pull the little schematic up again. Okay, look at the schematic there. What I do is just rebias the first stage. In other words, the 0.01, that if it's got a 0.01 from the mic element, I change that to a 0.1, okay? And then the 1 meg that goes from the B plus to the base of the first transistor, that's what sets the bias. And I change that to a 10 meg. So I put a 10 meg instead of the 1 meg and a 0.1 instead of that, and voila, you got hi-fi.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay, so it's just like upping the grid leak resistor on the DX100 there. Same concept. So the element sees a high impedance load with the 10 meg resistor. And change the 0.01 to 0.1. Okay, cool. Yeah, well, I'll definitely, it's simple. I got all the parts here to do it, so I got the D104, I already pulled it out. So it's the Night Eagle is sitting on the table, so after I get off the air here with you, I'm going to mess with that.
Well, actually, it's not a grid leak resistor thing. That's the bias resistor. See, it's base biased, and that applies voltage, a certain amount of voltage, DC voltage, to the base of the transistor, and that sets the bias curve. You know, it sets the DC offset. Okay, it's the bias resistor. It's nothing to do with leak or anything like that. Now that 470 there, that's a little trick. The 470 picofarad from the base to the emitter, that fools the transistor, okay, to act like a high impedance device. So the D104 crystal thinks it's going into a high impedance, which gives it the low end. Now, to give it a little bit more at low end, if you put about a 10 to 47K resistor in series with that 470, it boosts the bass. It acts as a bass booster. Okay? But the 470 between the base and the emitter fools the circuit thinking that it's high impedance for that element and allows the bass to go lower because the element is seeing a high impedance. So that's what that's for. And but the 1 meg, changing that to a 10 meg, changes the bias on that transistor. It biases a little heavier, and then with the 0.1, it smooths low end. It's pretty flat down to about 100. Now that 0.1 between the two stages, if you made that a 1, you'd probably get down to about 10 hertz with the bass. But I didn't want to overwhelm the 101 with low end. I wanted to leave that at 0.1, which rolls it off about 90 hertz actually, if you look at it on the spectrum analyzer.
Now, which one were you? I'm sorry, I missed that last part about which component you're changing there. You're talking about the 0.01 to 0.1 picofarad, and that gives it about roll off at about 100 hertz. And you said to change that to a 1 picofarad to bring the low end down even more.
No. You change that to a 0.1. I'm talking about the 0.1 between the two transistors. That 0.1 could be changed to a 1, and it might give you a little bit more bass. But sometimes I'm afraid with the 101, since it goes DC to light, I didn't want to overwhelm it with the low end. See, if you're just using a microphone, there's no way to change it. There's no way to cut it back or re-EQ it. So I figured it's about 80 to 90 hertz, leaving that 0.1, and that's where I wanted it to stay.
Okay, I got you. So, okay. Well, I'll leave it as it is, and test it that way without, changing that 0.1, and see what it sounds like with the with the DX100 there, because it might be just enough. It might sound fine. So, well, cool, real good deal. And then I'll be able to keep the audio, because I'll be using the preamp. I'll really be able to keep the audio gain on the radio down. And I can also adjust the output via the microphone itself. Well, cool, man. I'm anxious to hear what this is going to sound like. And I believe you also have one with the JFET, with the source follower circuit in it, don't you? I think I've heard you on one before. W3MMR.
Not too much.
Yeah, that's what I had on the day before yesterday. But that's the one you said you like this new one better than that one. Now, that could be with this new one's got a lot more output, okay? But, the heads are different, But, I've got the JFET one. I also got one that I built with an op amp, an integrated circuit. Which I use too, that you could change the gain and change the frequency response. And another little board I put together some years ago. But yeah, this one be good. Now, so what did you do in the D104 that's on the DX100? You just bypassed the board, right? It's still in there. You just took the mic wires from the element itself and then put them into the room that goes out to the radio.
Okay, Jerry.
Well, this is actually it's an unamplified D104 that's on there. It's an old G stand. Unamplified D104, so there's no amp board in that one that I'm using. All of them that I had, with the exception of the Night Eagle, they are amplified D104s.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that'll be fun. Yeah, give it a shot. So it's simple. Now, see, mine is a real old D104, so it has the two screws that are on the terminal strip, and you can lift that little board right out. It's easier than, I think, some of the ones that, you got to take the whole switch assembly out and everything. It's the plate and all. But both of them are easy. This is real simple to do. Like I said, these capacitors and that one resistor, but I just got tired of telling folks, I would tell them, because most of the time you hear it after the fact, after they rip this board out, and it's just not necessary, man. You don't have to do all that. You just leave it in, and you got plenty of gain, and you got tremendous frequency response with those. It just needed a rebalancing of the input stage, and that's all it'll take. Now, see, doing this increases the bias a little bit, so the battery life won't be quite as long. Not short. I mean, just takes a little bit more. That's the only reason I think maybe they decided to use that 100K instead of a 1 meg is because of battery life. I'm not sure, but I've never had a problem with the battery life at rebiasing this way. So, yeah, give it a shot. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I got to jump in the shower real quick and get ready to go to work there. So I'll catch you later. And send me that link when you get a chance, if you could. And enjoy your day off. I'll be talking to you. W3MMR, W2SDR.
All right, Pop. Great hearing you. And yeah, that was a big group this morning, real early. I get up early on my days off to try to get in there before the group gets too big, and I ended up sleeping in about an hour past where I wanted to get up. And when I got up at 3:45, and got on here. I mean, it was already 5 people. So, and I wasn't expecting you to stick around as long as you did, but thanks for sticking around. It was good to hear you in there this morning. So, all right, man. Yeah, we're still not feeling 100% here, so. I'm messing around with this D104 when I get off the air here and see how we can make that thing sound. I'll let you know. I'll send you the link here, and we'll talk to you a little bit later. Have fun today at work, and we'll talk to you a little bit later. W2SDR 73 from W3MMR.
All right, your EQ sounds great the way you got it set up there. It really does. It's a really good balance. Let me show you my ID timer sound. Yeah, it's my ID timer alarm.
It's awesome. It almost sounds like a Christmas song. Bells will be ringing.
I know. Between my, well, I'm on sideband. Hold on. I was on the sideband profile. That would probably be good for, wait, hold on a second. That would be good for, this would be good for battle time, you know? What do you think? Like this, W2SDR.
Yeah, that's battle time, all right. Phew. Yeah, here's mine. Yeah, there we go. Narrow it up a little bit, man. Get some pure signal going on here. Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot to tell you. My optocoupler. Let me go back. My optocoupler took a crap. It, stopped. The relay stopped working.
Oh, that's weird. Wonder why that happened.
I don't know. The one day I went to key up, and it started chattering. It was like real fast, and then ever since it stopped working. So, who knows? Only a couple bucks. I mean, when I key the radio, it's still, you know, I get the. I think it's getting RF in it. I think that's the problem, because right now I have it disconnected, and when I key the radio, all the lights light up on it, so I think I'm getting RF in it. So anyway, I gotta order a new one here today, so we'll catch up with you later. Have a good day at work, man. Great talking to you again this morning, and we'll say 7-3 W2SDR W3MMR. I think the Phillies play again today.
All right, man. Catch you later. W2SDR.
MMR.
Good morning, Frank. Is there a bear in the dumpster?
A bear? Where?
In the dumpster.
In the dumpster. Bear in the dumpster. And there's Daryl. And oh my gosh. Who's that? Is that you, Rich?
Ah, it's Ted, K1QAR. I thought this was a dumpster net. I thought we had a bear in there.
That's what I meant, Ted. Sorry. It's not early, but I've been up for a while, and I'm under the influence of cough medicine.
I think Corona beer. Influence of Corona beer.
Yeah, the coronavirus.
Oh, man, I caught a bad case yesterday, but it was a Heineken virus.
Ooh.
Hey, Perry.
Hey, Daryl.
Hey, did you post that? I looked for it last night.
I don't know. I can't remember. I think I did. Hold on. Let me look. Yes, I did post it 8 hours ago.
On YouTube or on your thing? Letfoot or it's on YouTube?
It's on YouTube. Yeah, like I posted it last night, but by the time it finished upload, it didn't finish upload until about midnight.
Oh, okay. All right, good morning to you. Get well, man. Stop drinking those Corona bottles, and then you will get rid of that Corona virus.
Drinking for me, man. I don't drink anymore. I used to drink a lot in my early 20s and mid 20s, but I got tired of being hungover. And now I can have one beer and I can feel it the next morning. Hell, I can feel it while I'm having it. I can feel it dehydrating me. So, no Coronas for me. But God, Coronas do taste good with a nice fresh lime.
Yeah, I had to stop. Looking down at my gut, it's getting bigger and bigger. I had to stop going with the guys to the bars. You know, we construction workers, that's all we do. Go to the bar and have beer. And I was looking down and my gut was going bigger.
I know all about it. I know a lot of roofers. And my mother's a bartender, has been a bartender for years and years. And a lot of construction workers, boy, they can throw back some brewskis. That's for sure. Anyway, what's going on with you, Ted? Big signal down this way. Good to hear you. I haven't talked to you in a while. So I'm generally working when you guys are on the air, but I do listen while I'm at work to the morning group that gets in here. So good to talk to you. K1QAR, W3MMR with KD2AFL.
I'm reading about cat's whiskers and putting them onto wafers for rectifiers at radar frequency. Very interesting. It's a nj7p.org manual here. You know, getting wafers without grain boundaries and pieces of germanium. You know, to get a. It's just amazing. Whisker materials, you know. Apparently, you use platinum and ruthenium. Platinum alloyed with 10% ruthenium. That makes the best cat's whisker.
Oh, interesting. Sounds real interesting. A league at the moment. I'm having a hard enough time wrapping my head around how to key the radio here at the moment. I just feel kind of weird and out there, man. That's how this whole sickness has felt. I was fine the other day. Everyone at work has been sick, okay? I work with 5 other guys, and everyone at work's been sick. And so I was bound to get it, but not yesterday, but the day before. I went into work, everything was fine, and then, I mean, literally out of nowhere, it hit me, and I just started feeling weird. It was hard for me to concentrate on you know, a task. I was trying to do paperwork for a customer and write an estimate on the computer, and it just, things weren't clicking, you know. I was just like staring at the paper and and trying to get through it, but it was just weird. You know, then I started feeling a little dizzy, and then I started to feel a little bit better after that. And then I woke up in the middle of the night. I guess it was Monday night into Tuesday, and that's when I really started feeling it. Went in yesterday and battled it out until about 1 o'clock, and I said, I got to take a half a day here. I never take off, so they could deal with me not being there for a half a day. But yeah, it's been weird. It's just, I just feel a little out there, and then adding that on top of, you know, ingesting cough medicine, it makes for a pretty volatile combination. W3MMR. What do you guess, Daryl, are you between jobs right now? I don't know if that's Daryl. Daryl, is that you and no audio? I guess he got out of there. Anyway, Ted and Daryl, if you're listening, we'll catch up with you guys a little later. I'm going to go mess with this D104. Try to modify it a bit. And I'll be back on the DX100 a little bit later. But good to hear you, Ted, Daryl, anyone else who's listening. Listening. Yeah, we'll talk to you guys in a little bit. 47.8 degrees here in Chester, Pennsylvania this morning. And I believe it is going up to near 60 today. So, looks like it's going to be getting up to 58 degrees and overcast here today. And then another cold front is going to move in here tomorrow. Looks like, 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts tomorrow. So, and it's back to winter weather. Highs in the 30s after that. So, we'll catch up with you guys in a bit. K1QAR with KD2AFL. This is W3MMR, Chester, Pennsylvania.
All right, 73s. Enjoy the nice weather. And watch out for the falling coconuts. K1QAR.
Okay, Perry. I'm getting ready to head out. Okay. Take care. I'm going to check out that video when I'm in the car. So 73. And I'm going to get out of here. Get better. Get out of here. Globe King 500B. Just another toy.
Alright, Daryl. And, what are you between jobs, Daryl, or are you just off today?
Job investigator with the union, so I'm ready to retire. Just got this position like a month ago. So it's a challenge, so like the investigator for the union.
Oh, okay, I got you. Alright, man, well, have a good day. We'll talk to you later. And, are you still on the Globe King?
Yep, I'm still on the Globe King. I didn't touch anything. This thing is crazy, so. But, the audio might be too low. But I don't know. I don't give a damn. I'm going to get out of here.
Alright, man, the Globe King sounds great. 732, Daryl. Ted. Anyone else who may be listening. This is W3MMR. Stand by.